Hey folks, I'm Red Monster SC, and CIG just secretly turned your Reclaimer into a beast, scraping holes 10 times faster thanks to some stealth balancing changes to salvage heads. This changes everything for salvage gameplay, so let's break down what actually happened in 4.2. These changes didn't make it in the patch notes, but they're massive for anyone running salvage operations. CIG updated scraper heads across all salvage vehicles, tweaking collection speed, beam diameter, and efficiency factors. More importantly, they've finally given each salvage ship a distinct role, instead of just being different sizes of the same tool. So, what changed for each ship? The Vulture remains your solid starter ship, with a slightly larger beam diameter per head. Collection efficiency dropped a bit, but speed adjustments mean you're collecting at roughly the same rate as before 4.2, so no major changes here. The Fortune gets an interesting update. While its single beam has a smaller diameter than the Vulture's, CIG doubled its collection speed and matched the efficiency factors between both light salvage ships. This finally makes them feel like true alternatives rather than one being clearly better than the other. At the same pledge price, you're now choosing between multi-beam versatility versus single beam power. But the Reclaimer? That's where things get interesting. Each beam now has a massive diameter increase. Collection speed matches the Fortune, but you're collecting a lot faster thanks to the increased diameter, and efficiency is about 35% better than both of the smaller ships. We're talking about half an SCU per second when hole scraping. That's the game changer that makes short work of scraping even the largest bounty hunting targets. Overall, it looks like the Abrade is still going to be the go-to option for salvage heads regardless of what vehicle you're using, but you can feel free to test out the alternatives if you'd like. This completely flips the meta for large salvage operations. Before 4.2, we'd bring multiple Vultures for hull scraping, while the Reclaimer sat around waiting for structural salvage at the end because of its slow collection rate for RMC. Now, the Reclaimer wins point on major targets, while Vultures and Fortunes handle the smaller debris independently. It's finally working as the flagship it was meant to be. But salvage still has major problems. While these speed improvements are fantastic, CIG hasn't addressed the core issues keeping salvage from being truly viable. Mission economics are broken. The verified salvage missions are ridiculously overpriced now. I've run the numbers on these missions, focusing just on recycled material composite and construction materials, and they're basically breaking even. Yes, you might get bonus vehicle components, weapons, or cargo, but the smaller ships can't really capitalize on those due to limited cargo space. These mission prices need to drop by 80 to 90% to make economic sense. Unverified missions are still a better option in most cases. Second, we need bigger targets. The Reclaimer's new speed creates a different problem. Salvage panels and the early salvage mission targets are too small. These salvage panels in the asteroid belt can be scraped by a Reclaimer in seconds, meaning you spend 90% of your time repositioning. When salvage launched, we had way more derelict ships scattered around the verse. We need those back, plus some new large-scale targets that can actually utilize the Reclaimer's new capabilities. And third is ship persistence issues. One of the most profitable salvage methods has been following bounty hunting crews and cleaning up their leftovers, but fractured ship sections keep disappearing instead of persisting as salvageable debris. We saw this firsthand with a player-owned Idris outside a Hathor site. After scraping the hull clean, we went to fracture it, and the structural remains just vanished. This needs a fix. And finally, the Reclaimer's cargo bay nightmare. Here's the big one that's driving players away from the Reclaimer entirely. The rear salvage ramp, what we lovingly call the poop chute, is a geometric disaster. 3 design flaws combine to create one of the worst player experiences in the game. First, the gap between the internal pistons barely fits the 16 SCU boxes that are the largest size the Reclaimer can produce. Second, the ramp doesn't drop far enough to give reasonable clearance for those boxes. And third, there's this pointless railing on the back edge of the ramp that traps boxes on what should be the primary offloading side. The result is that offloading becomes a tedious physics nightmare that rarely ends well. I've lost count of how much time I've wasted trying to shimmy boxes around because of this poorly designed system, and I've even had my entire Reclaimer explode while trying to offload using this current method. The way I see it, there are 3 ways that CIG could quickly solve this. Option 1 is to remove that back railing entirely. It serves no purpose except creating a collision problem, and without it, we could actually pull boxes from both directions. Option 2 is to make the ramp drop twice as far down, just enough clearance for 2 16 SCU boxes stacked. This would give us room to maneuver without fighting the geometry. And option 3 is to replace that drop-down ramp with a hinged door that swings completely out of the way. Clean, simple, and functional. So, what's the bottom line? These collection speed buffs are a massive step forward, especially for the Reclaimer. The ship finally feels like the industrial powerhouse it was meant to be, rather than a clunky, oversized Vulture. The Fortune versus the Vulture balance is now genuinely interesting, giving players a real choice between different playstyles. But until CIG fixes mission economics, adds more substantial targets, and solves the Reclaimer's cargo bay disaster, Salvage will still struggle to become players' core gameplay loop. The foundation is getting stronger, now we need CIG to build on it. So what's your take? Are you giving the Fortune a shot now that it's got real advantages over the Vulture? Will you dust off that Reclaimer for some serious hull scraping? Or are you waiting for CIG to fix the remaining issues before diving back into Salvage? Let me know in the comments, and if this breakdown helped you understand the 4.2 Salvage changes, hit that like button and subscribe for more Star Citizen updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you Sunday.